Welcome back to RS Insider. My name is Tanner. Today you join me with my new car. This is my 2025 Volkswagen Golf R Black Edition. I'm looking forward to telling you guys about my 1,000-mile first impression / initial review. So let's get right into it. Okay, first things first, I want to tell you my Volkswagen story. So when I was a kid, I grew up always with a Volkswagen in my life. My mom had a few. I remember, a Cabrio, a Jetta, Passat, a CC was the first car I went 100 miles an hour in Mexico. And for me, I always wanted one. So I remember when I was 17, I went to go buy a GTI. And I even got down to the point where I was in the finance office and I was test driving one, and everything was pretty much lined up. And I remember my mom looked at me at the time and said, well, I want to get a new car, so how about I just sell you my A5 Audi for the same price as this Volkswagen? And so I said, okay, I'll do that. That sounds fun. And I love Audi. I worked at Audi for 4 years and had a great time with that brand. But, I've always come back to Volkswagen. So moving it along 5 years, I ended up going in to buy a Volkswagen, and I wanted a GTI. And when I got there, I saw that they had 0% financing for a GLI. This was in COVID. This was a 2021 model year that we reviewed on our channel a few years ago. And that was a great car. I loved the GLI, but something didn't keep me to it. And so a couple years after that, I bought a GTI, 2024 Mark 8 GTI. Absolutely loved that car. I thought it was so much fun. I had my little things here and there, but classic Volkswagen things, squeaks, rattles, little stuff like that, electronic gremlins here and there. But for the most part, had a really great ownership experience. Cut to 2024, I go to Austria. I'm on a trip to go to the Fat Ice Race. It's a thing that Ferdy Porsche puts on every year. And they were celebrating 50 years of golf, and I saw coming around the track from some rally drivers this, unveiled Mark 8.5 Golf R. And it was incredible. It was all camouflaged and looked super awesome. And I said to myself, you know what? I got to have a Golf R. I've always liked them. I've sold a few pre-owned that have come through the store I work at, but never had the chance to own one. And it came my time. And when this car came out, they announced that they were doing a black edition. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's perfect. I've had 2 black Porsche Macans. My first car was black, my Audi was black. I've always liked the color black. And so I thought I have to have the black edition if the Golf R is gonna be for me. So then it turned into tracking down one that was gonna work. Everything turned out, and here it is. What comes with the black edition is this beautiful set of lightweight wheels that are all black. The brake calipers are black. The badge on the rear is black. You've got gray R badges on the sides and the rear. You get this new black lit up Volkswagen logo on the front. You also get blacked out headlights. You'll also get real carbon fiber for the first time in the United States, which I was super excited to see. That's been an option in Europe. But the other option that I was really wanting, that I decided I must have, was the European Style Pack. Now the European Style Pack consists of 3 things. It's a sunroof delete, which, give or take, I wasn't maybe that crazy about. I do like sunroofs. I know that some people don't like them, but I like having them open. But I was fine with it. You get the Akrapovic exhaust, which is beautiful. The tips are stunning. And then you also get the plaid tartan interior, which has been offered in Europe, but never in the US. And I actually really liked my previous GTI interior. I'll cut in some pictures because it was two-tone. It had kind of gray, some red, some black elements. So that's one thing I was excited about with this new tartan interior. Okay, so let's talk about the things I've liked so far. So first off, love the exterior styling, love all the black elements. I think it's a beautiful looking car. Golfs are iconic and classic, and this is definitely a new presentation without all the blue accents that we've known the R to have. I like the interior. I think the seats are incredible. I was nervous to come from a ventilated leather seat that was powered to a manual cloth seat, but I've really enjoyed it so far. One thing to know that's very different from the Mark 8 to the 8.5 is that new infotainment system. It is a very large screen, almost comically large, but it is really fast. It works well. I don't see the Apple CarPlay cutouts that I used to see in the Mark 8. I think the interior build quality almost feels a step better to me than the previous car. I don't know if that's just in my head, but I definitely feel that. I really like the handling. The R, just the way it drives with the all-wheel drive system, is incredible. You really feel the rear come around on you versus the GTI. The GTI was maybe a little bit more chuckable, like if you're throwing it through the corner, it was a little bit more nimble, a little bit lighter on its toes. But the R, the way it comes around on you, and the increase in horsepower from 241 to 328 horsepower in this car, you really notice that. Things I don't like. This is definitely an important thing when you're considering a new car. And I didn't really get a chance to see many reviews of this car before it came out because I was, I think, one of the first deliveries here in Utah. But one thing I am a little bit disappointed in is the sound characteristic of the exhaust. It definitely is a bassier tone than the standard Golf R from a startup. It sounds nice. It has some good, you know, a little bit lower tones than maybe what most four cylinders would sound like from Audi and Volkswagen. However, there are almost no burbles, no crackles and pops from this exhaust unless you're really searching for them with, you know, letting off at about 4,000. So that's one thing I really have learned to maybe not be so pleased with, and I'm hoping will gradually get better. There seems to be a debate on if there is a break-in period for this exhaust, but we'll find out as we progress. Overall though, this is a very tough car to talk about because they are so exclusive. There's not a ton of them out there. I mean, when I was first kind of originally reaching out to some people to see if it was going to be available, they were kind of all over the place. There was people saying, yes, I have one available, but it's $10,000 over MSRP for a Volkswagen. That's insane. I couldn't be bothered to do something like that. That's crazy to me. I wasn't originally expecting for this to come maybe as fast as it did, but when the opportunity came with a local dealership here in Utah to buy one, I absolutely had to jump on it because with the way that Volkswagen allocates this car, it typically is they're only sending to a store maybe 2 or 3 a year. And so it's, if you're interested in one, you really have to jump on one if you find it, even if that means maybe going out of state. I've really enjoyed the first 1,000 miles. I'm gonna cover a lot. I am sorry to the people that maybe were wanting more from us in regards to our GTI coverage of my last car, the 24 Autobahn. But this car came, I had to jump on it, and I look forward to definitely making more content around this car, and I hope to be kind of one of the first people on the ground to talk about ownership reviews here in the United States with the US spec Mark 8.5 Golf R Black Edition. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciated you guys joining us in the videos that we've been making. We're definitely looking forward to making more content over the summer. Please let me know if there's anything that you'd like us to cover on the Mark 8.5 or other cars or Enrique's Mustang. We're really looking forward to getting more content out there. Please subscribe down below, like this video, and let me know how I can make my exhaust better because it's gonna have to get a little bit better.